we should study the philosophy of Ramanuja? This is very important question in the context of a present historical as well as philosophical context. The reason is that here is a thinker or a philosopher who could relate philosophy with the life, religion with life. In fact, all of us know that the cornerstone of Indian philosophy lies in the Vedantic system. Whether it is Shankara Vedanta or Ramanuja's Vishishtadvaita or Madhva's Dvaita, all these three systems of Vedanta are the cornerstone of Indian philosophy. And these three acharyas could interpret the Prasthanatraya in three different ways, basically, and as a result of that, we are able to have three different systems of Vedanta. This point is very important for the main reason when in Western tradition, a discipline called hermeneutics has been developed. Professor Indra is here, who is a specialist in that field. When this method of doing philosophy by hermeneutics was introduced in the West, philosophers in the West began to praise this method very much because it's a very interesting method. Hermeneutics, in short, means interpretation of the text. But if you look at our own tradition, especially the Vedantic system, we have been practicing the hermeneutical methodology in a broader perspective. That's why we are able to have the acharyas and their commentaries on the three Vedantic system. And the second reason why I am fascinated to read Ramanuja is the main reason that he could show us a simple and easiest means by which one can attain salvation or moksha, that is the concept of bhakti, which has been emphasized by him very much. And also the notion of or the concept of prapatti is very much popularized by the Vishishtadvaita tradition. And what a common man needs is this kind of bhakti by which he can attain moksha. Of course, there are systems like Advaita which preach the methodology by following jnana as the marga. But Ramanuja could show us, or I would say uplift a common man by showing the path of bhakti. And another reason why I am fascinated to read Ramanuja is that in Indian philosophy, there are two great traditions or two great concepts. One is realism and the other is idealism. And Ramanuja, as a realist philosopher, could tell us that the world is real. He never considered the world as Maya. In fact, the Vishishtadvaita criticism of Maya, that is 7 criticisms which they have leveled against Shankara's concept of Maya, otherwise known as Sabdavidhanubhuti, wherein they could clearly challenge the concept of Maya. So, for this reason also one can celebrate the contribution made by Ramanuja, that considering the world as real and the world as plural, something pluralistic in nature. So, the concept of pluralism as well as realism and theism was introduced by Ramanuja. And also, in Ramanuja's philosophy, you can see the synthesis of philosophy and religion. Because quite often it is said, Indian philosophy is the combination of both philosophy and religion, and it is very difficult for us to demarcate philosophy from that of religion. And Sri Ramanuja's philosophy is the best example, because we can see the synthesis between philosophy as well as religion. According to my understanding of Vishishtadvaita, I would say, if we want to see the philosophy of Ramanuja or Vishishtadvaita, then we can consider as the philosophical aspect of the Vedantic part, especially Vishishtadvaita. And if you want to know the religion part, then one can understand Vaishnavism. This is how I understand. Maybe my understanding is incorrect. Then I should also mention here two great, of course there are many foreigners contributing substantially for the progress of Vishishtadvaita philosophy. Of course, there are Indian scholars who settled in foreign countries and they have been contributing, like Vasudha and others. But I would like to mention two great names. One is 1974, a book was written with the title The Theology of Ramanuja by Corman. This is a wonderful book, I would say, which could explain the philosophy of Ramanuja in a broader perspective. And the second Western thinker who has given his best contribution, I would say, is sitting in front of his Professor Clooney, who has given a new dimension to Sri Vaishnavism. In fact, whenever he comes to India, especially when he is in Chennai and other places, nearby places, I would like to attend. I have been attending his lectures, and every time he gives a new dimension to some of the issues concerning Sri Vaishnavism. So, Professor Carman as well as Professor Clooney are mainly responsible for spreading the knowledge of Vishishtadvaita in a broader perspective in foreign countries. And also, I would say that I will complete in 1 minute, madam. There are three concepts which are very much familiar in Vedantic system. One is metaphysics, and other is epistemology, and the third is ethics. In Ramanuja's philosophy, all the three are interrelated. In fact, if you read the metaphysics of Ramanuja or Vishishtadvaita, you can see three concepts that are interrelated. We can talk about what is known as a Apradak-Siddhi relation, which has been elaborately discussed by Ramanuja and Vedanta Desika and others. For example, the concept of Chit, Achit and Ishvara. Chit, Achit, Vishishtam Brahma is a term that is used in order to represent these three concepts, Chit, Achit and Brahman. So this is the metaphysical understanding of Vaishnavism or Vishishtadvaita philosophy. Then the way in Ramanuja developed the means of valid knowledge, pramanas. Three pramanas he is talking about. One is Pratyaksha, then Anumana and then Shabda. These are the three means by which one can understand the nature of reality, and he has given a lot of logical insights, I would say, in order to understand the philosophy of Vishishtadvaita. Then, of course, ethics. If you come to the ethical part of Sri Vaishnavism, you can see how bhakti could be considered as the easiest means by which one can understand the supreme reality. So, and we can say that here is a philosophy which can help the common man. In fact, I would always see Ramanuja as a social reformer, one who could bring a social revolution in philosophy. So we are very happy that our Swamiji was very kind enough to organize this seminar, and many great persons are participating in this seminar, and our Swamiji is mainly responsible for each and every aspect concerning the seminar. I must say that he has formed a small group wherein we used to daily discuss how this should be done, and also I must tell you the fact that we could get nearly 20 solid papers. Why I am using this word solid means it is a completed paper. So this can easily go for, and Professor Indra is very particular. Every time she used to call me and ask, are the paper ready? Are you satisfied with the papers? So because because most of the places the seminar is being conducted. We conduct seminars, but the outcome is nothing. But here is a seminar where we could get all the 20 papers, which are written very beautifully with all footnotes, reference, and Professor Indra has been insisting that each and every paper should contain the bibliography, notes and reference, etc. So I think we can give the paper directly to publication, of course, after going through once by the committee which is going to be formed by our Swamiji. So I am very grateful to our Swamiji for thinking about a beautiful concept. And also I must tell you, in presence of the devotees and in presence of the scholars who are present here, that I always have this feeling. Most of the time, the colleges or the universities are very sluggish in arranging or in conducting seminars. But our Swamiji has been organizing seminar one after the other. In fact, when I was sitting there, I thought, I felt that this is a very comfortable place for me. This is like a house for me. Of course, Sadguru is our Ma, and I am always comfortable with the blessings of Sadguru and with our revered Swamiji and the devotees, the excellent devotees, very dedicated devotees. So, we are very happy to have the seminar here, and we welcome all of you, and we welcome the chief speaker and the keynote speaker, and all the scholars who are assembled here and who will be coming and who will be joining by online. So I welcome all of you, and with the blessings of our Sadguru and with the blessings of our Swamiji, I am sure that all of you will be enriched by the proceedings of the seminar. With these few words, I thank our Swamiji for giving me this nice opportunity of sharing some of my thoughts with regard to Sri Ramanujar in the form of a welcoming address. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Panneerselvam. That was a welcome address which introduced us to the Vishishtadvaita philosophy and also enriching our understanding of Sri Ramanuja's profound teachings. I request Professor Clooney, Swami Sri Hari Prasad ji, Dr. Panneerselvam, and our chief guest, Mr. Venkateshan, to take their chair on the dais. We are privileged and honored to have with us a distinguished personality, Sri Mohana Ananda Venkatesan, Senior Vice President and Head of Sundaram Finance, who has made remarkable contributions to the corporate world and is a beacon of knowledge and experience. He has worked for 4 decades, mostly in financial services in India and Australia. He is a chartered accountant who took a mid-career break to complete an MBA in the Queensland University of Technology, Australia. During the course of his career, Sri Mohan worked in diverse leadership roles, straddling frontline retail operations and risk and governance. In his present role, Sri Mohan manages the retail loan portfolio for Sundaram Finance across a retail branch network in Tamil Nadu. Sri Mohan is especially grateful for the opportunity to work in an inclusive organization with service, humility, and relationships as the core values, underpinned by discipline, prudence, fair play, honesty, and openness, which makes a difference to people's lives and where personal integrity is a prerequisite. It is also a sanctuary in his journey as an aspiring practitioner of human values. I request Sri Mohan to deliver the inaugural address.